The scorching heat of the Serengeti, Tanzania can make you feel suffocated as temperatures soar beyond what seems bearable. Every creature in the region is fighting daily to survive, and amidst these grasslands, this is the irreplaceable king. Have you ever wondered how these lions manage to thrive and dominate within their pride? Drop a 1 in the comments and join us on this hunt. Each member of the lion pride plays a vital role in ensuring the group's survival. Lionesses are devoted mothers, taking on the tasks of hunting and nurturing the cubs. They remain highly vigilant, always ready to protect their young from any danger. Leading the pride is the male lion, the dominant figure who controls a vast territory and stands prepared to fight to safeguard his family and valuable resources. However, in the perilous wilderness, lionesses often guide their cubs to new lands seeking safer grounds. Enemies lurk all around, and now a lioness who has just given birth faces a life-or-death challenge. About 20 hyenas emerge, their eerie cackles echoing across the vast grasslands. These swift predators are always ready to seize an opportunity to attack. Despite her exhaustion and injuries, the lioness's maternal instinct drives her to fight to the end in this critical moment. Suddenly, a male lion appears ready to charge into the fray to protect his family. Chaos erupts with roars thundering across the plains in a brutal life-and-death struggle. As the harsh dry season in the Serengeti in 2025 depletes food sources, lion prides grow increasingly weakened, compelling them to lead their groups in search of new territories. This is their final chance for survival, but it also means closer encounters with humans. As night falls, lions infiltrate residential areas and attack livestock. Community reports from suburban areas near Serengeti National Park indicate that over 20% of their livestock was lost to predator attacks in a single season. For the farmers here, it's a heartbreaking loss. In some areas of Tanzania, the threat of lion attacks on residential zones has become a pressing issue requiring immediate action. To swiftly ensure public safety, the government has deployed robust fencing as a temporary solution. These modern fences are designed with high-grade weather-resistant materials, offering exceptional durability and low maintenance, effectively protecting communities in a reliable and long-lasting manner. To counter this threat, farmers have constructed sturdy fences to protect their livestock from the claws of lions. These robust steel walls encircle pastures and farms, particularly in rural and suburban areas where lions frequently lurk. Standing at an impressive height of 8 to 10 feet, they form an impenetrable barrier, thwarting even the boldest attacks. This solution not only reduces livestock losses, but also provides a simple and cost-effective way to keep lions at bay. However, this solution is only temporary, as lion sightings in suburban and even urban areas have increased by about 15 to 20%. This rise has made lion attacks on humans a serious concern, with approximately 65 people injured and 24 killed annually. So what must the government do to ensure public safety? This question demands long-term effective and sustainable measures that not only protect humans but also maintain the ecological balance in the region. In the late 19th and early 20th centuries, Tanzanian authorities implemented drastic measures to counter the growing threat of lions, marking a pivotal moment in the conflict between humans and nature where the stakes had never been higher. While fences served as a critical line of defense to protect settlements from attacks to reduce lion numbers, the government adopted a more direct strategy. They permitted controlled hunting using specialized weapons to address the danger, minimizing harm to people while ensuring control over the lion population. To prepare for this mission, a visit to Tanzania's largest hunting gear store is not just a recommendation, but a necessity. Here, lion hunters can opt for the H&H Magnum 375, a versatile weapon ideal for hunting a range of wildlife from large antelopes to top predators like lions. With this rifle, hunters don't need to switch weapons when targeting different species, optimizing efficiency for every hunt. Of the hundreds of applicants, only about 100 hunters are selected each year through a rigorous screening process. These hunters are not only trained in marksmanship, but also learn critical skills such as tracking, understanding lion behavior, applying ethical hunting practices, and committing to protect residential areas while maintaining a balance between humans and wildlife. Do you think firearms training for hunters is necessary? If yes, leave a 2 in the comments. If not, leave a 5. Everything is set, and the lion hunt in the Serengeti stands as a testament to meticulous preparation and tight-knit teamwork. Each hunting team consists of at least 3 members: a hunter, a tracker, and a professional guide. They set out before dawn, as hunting alone is forbidden due to the severe risks in the unpredictable wilderness. Only teamwork ensures safety. Tension fills the air as the hunters check their H&H Magnum 375 rifles and rehearse their hunting strategies.
Shoot him again.
Time seems to stretch under the blistering afternoon heat as the hunting team cautiously tracks through tall, dew-covered grasslands. Each step is laced with tension, as the slightest movement could alert the lion to their presence. When the leader finally spots the lion just 50 yards away, he holds his breath, gripping his rifle tightly, fully aware that any mistake could provoke the predator to turn and attack, bringing unpredictable consequences. Taking down a single lion can take hours, even an entire day, requiring absolute patience. However, to bring down 3 in one day demands perfect coordination among team members. A keen tracker able to detect the subtlest signs, an experienced guide always anticipating the lion's actions, and a hunter ready to execute precise shots form an indispensable team essential for success. A successful hunt like this is a rare moment when everything truly goes smoothly. The hunting environment is fraught with dangers, as unexpected conflicts can erupt at any time while tracking wildlife. Not every lion lies quietly in the shade waiting to be spotted. Reports from Tanzanian wildlife conservation organizations indicate dozens of cases where hunters were attacked at distances of less than 20 yards. Fortunately, hunters in these situations are often seasoned professionals who know how to respond effectively. If a hunter fails to react in just 1 second, he could instantly become the prey. To hunt lions successfully and safely, hunters must spend hours tracking across vast areas up to 50,000 acres. Skilled hunters are typically allowed to take down only 1 to 3 lions per day. Exceeding this limit carries severe consequences, including fines up to $10,000, permanent revocation of hunting licenses, and a lifetime ban from hunting. The lion hunt in the Serengeti is a profound reminder of nature's harsh challenges and the fragile line between conservation and survival. It not only teaches hunters respect, patience, and responsibility, but also makes viewers aware of the delicate balance needed to coexist. Can we find harmony between tradition and conservation? These methods have played a crucial role in curbing the spread of many invasive species. If you have any ideas or more effective solutions, please share your thoughts in the comments so we can discuss them together. Thank you for watching the video. If you found it helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel to stay updated with more exciting content. Tell your friends about us so they can enjoy this video too. Goodbye and see you in the next video. This trip took me to a peaceful countryside in southern Austria at the invitation of my close friend James, an experienced hunter in the area for many years. He shared that recently wild boars have gotten out of control, destroying crops and threatening the lives of locals. Responding to his call, my team and I quickly set out determined to put an end to this threat. Drop a comment with the number 1 to join today's thrilling hunt. Early in the morning, we arrived at the hunting grounds in Tyrol, Austria. All team members quickly checked their weapons, ready to begin a relentless battle. Just about 20 minutes later, we encountered the first wild boar. Through the dense foliage, I could clearly make out the boar's silhouette. Seizing the moment, I raised my rifle, adjusted my aim, and steadied myself. As the boar charged out from the bushes, a deafening shot shattered the silence. A direct hit, and the boar dropped instantly. Elsewhere, my teammates were also locking onto targets across the hillsides. We had planned to head positioning shooters at different elevations lying in wait, so whenever a boar came into someone's sights, a shot rang out. In less than 15 minutes, 3 more were taken down. Soon after, I spotted a wild boar from a high vantage point. It moved skillfully, but from above, I had the advantage. I calmly raised my rifle and fired. A clean hit over in an instant. Holding my position, I turned, aiming in another direction. Down below, another boar appeared. Without hesitation, I pulled the trigger. Though it tried to escape, it couldn't outrun the bullets chasing it. My God, the number of wild boars here was truly countless. Every few minutes, we'd unexpectedly run into a new group, but they weren't easy to deal with. It took nearly a minute of continuous shooting to bring down 3 in a cloud of dust. The rest then fled, vanishing into the forest before we could react. Even a lone boar trying to escape didn't deter us. We pursued relentlessly. However, the effort is not always guaranteed to succeed. Despite shooting continuously, the long distance made it difficult to aim accurately. As the sun began to set, the air grew cooler. I happened upon a dense hillside, the kind of terrain wild boars like to hide in. Scanning every bush with a sharp eye, I finally spotted one hidden inside. I aimed and fired without hesitation. The boar struggled violently, and only after the third shot did it stop moving. Last week, an outbreak of African swine fever wiped out entire herds of livestock on several farms in Tyrol, causing estimated damage of over 15,000 euros. But the real cause lies in the wild boar herds carrying the virus and infiltrating the farm areas. We can't just sit back and watch everything collapse. Farmers like us have no choice but to stand up and act immediately. The next morning, all the hunters in the area gathered at the edge of the Tyrol forest, ready for the hunt. The hunting dogs were released and immediately began tracking. Within minutes, they had found the wild boar's den and flushed them out, forcing them to run straight toward us. Instincts kicked in, everyone raised their weapons, eyes sharp, fingers ready on the triggers. When the shots rang out, the prey scattered in all directions. The scene was like something out of an action movie. Just when we thought they had all run off, a wild boar suddenly charged toward us in a fit of rage. Caught in the rain of bullets, it was wounded, lost its footing, and slid across the ground. In the final moments, our dogs stepped in to finish it off. The tall trees here provide perfect cover for the wild boars, but they couldn't escape the keen noses of the hunting dogs. Under intense pursuit, 3 boars suddenly burst from the thicket, followed by the whole herd. We had to shoot continuously, each bullet slicing through the air. But not every boar is easy to take down. Some are strong, stubborn, and aggressive. I had to shoot for the 3rd, even the 4th time to bring one down. Although we couldn't eliminate the entire herd, our results proved the relentless effort of the team. As I was still frustrated by the ones that escaped, suddenly a shadow charged straight at us through the chaos. The lead boar proved to be much more cunning. Instead of panicking like the others, it quietly slipped into the thick brush to escape. But we knew this species all too well. From the high ground, I aimed for its weak spot and squeezed the trigger. Boom. The shot made it lose its balance roll down the slope and lay still. As soon as we identified the boar herd's path, we immediately split into smaller groups to track them down. A strange noise in the brush heightened my alertness. I raised my rifle and surveyed everything around me. There, 3 wild boars, thinking they had escaped the earlier chaos, were still leisurely walking. But that complacency turned out to be a deadly mistake. There was no room for hesitation. Each precise shot echoed through the deep forest, and one by one the boars fell under the steady hands of seasoned hunters. Within minutes, the pursuit was over, and the herd that had carried the disease and ravaged crops was now completely neutralized. On the way back to our meeting point, my friend Michael suddenly spotted a familiar shadow among the trees below. We quickly predicted their movement and gave chase. Every step was calculated. A small mistake and the wild boar would escape again. Just as the shadow charged forward, I squeezed the trigger. A shot to its weak spot, then another to be sure before moving in closer. The pursuit was tense and breathless, but in the end, victory was ours. Did you enjoy this hunting trip? If so, leave a comment with the number 2. If not, leave the number 5.
Domuz gidiyor lan, domuz gidiyor.
A muddy dirt road led us deep into the vast wheat fields of Tuscany, Italy. The wheat season had arrived, and as we looked over the lush green fields, the farmers eagerly awaited a bountiful harvest after months of hard work. But in a single night, that joy was shattered. When the sun rose, they were faced with a horrifying sight. Half of the field had been completely destroyed. It was clear without a doubt who the culprits were: wild boars. We couldn't stand by any longer. It was time to make them pay. As soon as we arrived, I chose a strategic position to begin the hunt. I held my breath, tightened my grip on the trigger, and locked onto my target. My heart pounded in my chest, each second feeling like an eternity. This was the perfect moment to take down the lead boar. A shot rang out and the target fell instantly. Another series of shots followed, each one accompanied by the agonizing screech of a wild boar falling one after another. The battle had only just begun. Through the scope, the first target appeared, a dark shadow lurking behind the lush green wheat. Trapped in a desperate situation, one might think the wild boar would run straight toward the nearby hills. But these creatures are clever. They always find a way to make the hunt unpredictable. Half of the herd charged up the hillside while the others suddenly veered off, rushing into the thick, tall grass, the perfect hiding spot. However, we had anticipated this. Every escape route was blocked from the meadows to the foot of the hill and up to the summit. The scattered boar carcasses were undeniable proof of our determination and relentless pursuit in this life-or-death battle. We moved to a new location at the foot of the hill near the wheat fields in Tuscany. While scanning the area, a massive wild boar easily weighing over 150 kilos was spotted by the hunting dogs. Sensing danger, the boar reacted instantly, charging at an incredible speed. But we didn't give it a chance. My teammate Luca seized the moment and fired. The bullet struck the massive beast, bringing it down immediately. Meanwhile, another teammate and I chased after another wild boar trying to escape. My first shot startled it, making it run faster, but in the open field there were no thick bushes for cover. It ran but couldn't escape. A precise shot rang out, ending its run. Here in Arkansas, USA, where the fields stretch out and the swamps are vast, we face an unwanted enemy, wild boars. According to local government statistics, the damage caused by wild boars is estimated to be millions of dollars every year. We can't wait for the boars to come to our farms, we can't let them destroy crops, and we can't just hunt them one by one in the traditional way. It's too dangerous and too slow. So an aerial assault was launched, and we, the seasoned hunters, were invited to join in. We were in the helicopter flying over the vast plains of Arkansas. From above, we watched the panicked boars running for cover, the sound of the helicopter blades roaring in our ears. We kept firing, aiming at the boars below. The open terrain made them easy to spot with nowhere to hide. The herd was quickly taken down. From our position in the helicopter, we spotted signs of another wild boar herd, but they were hidden in a nearby forest, making them difficult to see clearly. A plan was made. The helicopter lowered in altitude, approaching and creating a commotion. Finally, after half an hour of patience, the wild boars couldn't take it anymore and charged out. The outcome was as expected. A swift attack took place, and we successfully brought down the target. However, amidst the chaos, a few wild boars managed to escape. We immediately gave chase. There. After pinpointing the herd's location, we were ready to strike. These wild boars were more cunning than we had anticipated. They dodged the deadly shots, catching the team off guard. Shortly after, we seized the opportunity and took down 3 more. After firing continuously, we were exhilarated. This hunting method was truly effective. It didn't take long to find the target. After a tense confrontation, a few boars managed to escape, splitting off from the herd and scattering in all directions. Not missing the opportunity, the whole team went all in. We aimed at the largest ones and squeezed the trigger. This target was massive. Aiming for the weak spot, I took the decisive shot. After the loud explosion, the boar didn't stand a chance to escape. Continuing the battle, we moved toward the lush green fields of Arkansas. The boars thought the tall grass would help them hide, but it was all in vain. Once spotted, they sprinted at incredible speeds. We only took down 3 targets, but we didn't give up and kept chasing them. In the afternoon, we resumed our hunt from the air. This time we were better prepared, but the boars were incredibly agile. We truly lost count of how many boars we brought down today. It could easily be a huge number. And this was a successful hunt. Wild boars first appeared in Arkansas in the late 18th century, initially as just a few strays. But over time, their numbers exploded to over 1.5 million, causing more than $400 million in damage to agriculture and the environment each year. With the situation spiraling out of control, the Arkansas government took decisive action, organizing helicopter hunts and turning the skies into a battleground against these destructive creatures. We took off right as the clock struck 4. The helicopters soared into the sky, marking the beginning of our battle against the wild boars. Look, isn't that a huge herd over there? They're everywhere. I quickly loaded my rifle, steadied my aim, and began to lock onto the target. The sound of the engine mixed with the rapid fire of the gunshots. With the first round, I hit one. The rest of the herd panicked and scattered at the sound of the shots, but we immediately gave chase, closing in fast and firing again. Within seconds, 3 more boars were taken down. In another part of the sky, Stephen's helicopter was circling the field. With years of hunting experience, Stephen easily locked onto the targets and took them down with high precision as soon as they entered his sights. Our team moved toward a vast meadow. This time, Mark was the shooter. The helicopter lowered in altitude, giving us the perfect angle. Mark steadied his hands and unleashed a rapid series of shots. Everywhere we flew over, boars fell. The entire area became a relentless sweep, leaving no opportunity for escape. What we really wanted was to find larger groups as they caused the most damage and reproduced at an alarming rate. After about 10 minutes of circling, we spotted the perfect target. We quickly closed in. I didn't hesitate pulling the trigger immediately, but with the constant vibration of the rotor's shots, sometimes went off target. Often we had to fire multiple times to take down a single boar. The next morning, we took to the skies again, ready to continue the hunt. This time, a new friend, Ethan, joined us. Our first stop was an area bordering a field. Before long, the first target appeared a lone boar sprinting across an open field, but it couldn't escape the hail of bullets from above. It fell almost instantly. The helicopter pressed forward. This area wasn't dense enough for the boars to hide, so no matter how fast they ran, they couldn't escape their fate. Everyone was razor-focused, aiming and firing with deadly precision. In a flash, gunfire echoed across the sky and boars dropped like flies scattered across the land. It was the inescapable fate of these invasive creatures that had plagued the area for too long. One boar after another fell, so many we lost count. but no matter how many we took down, it felt like a drop in the ocean compared to their explosive breeding rate. Help us out with a like and subscribe to support our channel. Goodbye and see you in the next video. Cougars, a prominent wild animal known for their strength and sophisticated hunting skills, are increasingly present in suburban areas, particularly in the western provinces of Canada. This rise has sparked significant concern among local residents as cougars not only pose a threat to human safety but also cause substantial damage to agriculture, especially to livestock. Leave comment number 1 to learn more about this dangerous animal. Species such as goat, sheep, and poultry are common victims of cougar attacks. There have been numerous instances of cougars invading barns, causing significant financial losses for farmers and even reducing the productivity of farms. Since 2000, Canadian authorities have recorded approximately 42 cougar attacks, a significant number for a species typically found far from urban areas. These incidents not only cause property damage but also heighten concerns about community safety, particularly in sparsely populated regions. Despite their striking appearance and agility, these cougars are becoming a serious issue for residents living in rural areas. To address the rising leopard population, the government has implemented various measures to control their numbers, particularly in densely populated areas and regions where leopards pose significant threats to humans and property. Initially, priority was given to humane methods to minimize negative impacts on wildlife. One common approach is organizing operations to capture leopards using nets and relocate them to forests or wildlife sanctuaries where they can live naturally without disrupting human activities. However, despite these methods being considered humane and protective of wildlife, they have proven ineffective in controlling the leopard population. Authorities have noted that relocating leopards does not significantly reduce their numbers in high-risk areas. In fact, many relocated leopards return to residential areas after some time, leading to repeated attacks and property damage.
Oh my God! Guys, it's literally like a freaking lion. Whoa!
This has led to the need for stronger, more effective long-term alternatives. The government began shifting toward harsher measures to address the threat posed by these animals, especially as the leopard population continued to grow and became a serious issue for communities in suburban and rural areas. The use of firearms and more efficient population control methods have emerged as viable solutions, but this raises questions about balancing public safety with wildlife conservation. As a result, the government has shifted to using firearms for leopard population control. This change reflects not only the urgency of the situation, but also the need to balance public safety with wildlife management. Authorities are now working to reduce the risk of leopard attacks while addressing the complex ecological impacts of their presence. This includes protecting natural ecosystems and ensuring that other wildlife species are not adversely affected by the reduction in leopard numbers. To hunt leopards effectively and safely, hunters need thorough preparation not only in terms of equipment but also strategy. Choosing a rifle with a sufficiently large caliber is crucial. Firearms like the Remington 308 or .375 H&H are popular choices for leopard hunting as they are powerful enough to ensure a precise and effective shot, minimizing the animal's suffering and maximizing the likelihood of a successful kill. In addition to selecting the right firearm, hunters must also prepare adequate protective gear. A sturdy set of protective clothing, including a reinforced jacket, heavy-duty pants, and safety boots, is essential to safeguard against dangerous situations during the hunt. This equipment not only protects hunters from hazards in the wild, but also helps them stay focused on the task of hunting safely. Would you like to join this dangerous hunt? If yes, leave the number 2. If no, leave the number 5. Besides preparing equipment, an equally critical factor is the baiting strategy. Leopards, with their particular preference for deer meat, provide hunters with an opportunity to strategize their approach and shooting position. Hunters can place bait in areas frequently visited by leopards such as dense forests or near water sources. This is an effective method to lure leopards into shooting range as they are less vigilant and more easily drawn to a prepared location when focused on hunting prey. Choosing the right type of bait and placing it in an optimal position increases the chances of a successful hunt while minimizing the risks of inaccurate shooting. The ideal time to hunt a leopard is when it is focused on eating bait, as its attention to its surroundings decreases. At this moment, the hunter can seize the opportunity to take a precise shot. Aiming accurately at vital areas of the leopard's body, such as the shoulder or neck, is crucial to ending the hunt quickly and humanely. Hunters must maintain respect for the animal throughout the process, ensuring all actions adhere to ethical and safety principles.
Nice step.
Ultimately, leopard hunting must be conducted responsibly and in accordance with strict regulations. Reducing the leopard population in densely populated areas can help mitigate human-wildlife conflicts, protecting property and ensuring the safety of local communities. However, tight control is necessary to prevent overhunting, which could lead to population decline and disrupt ecological balance. Therefore, using accurate data and regularly assessing leopard populations is essential to ensure that hunting does not harm the species or destabilize the natural ecosystem. The use of firearms to hunt leopards is not only aimed at reducing threats, but also at managing their population to minimize human-wildlife conflicts. Controlling leopard numbers in densely populated areas can help reduce attacks and protect farmers' property. However, overhunting can lead to serious environmental consequences. If the leopard population declines excessively, it may cause ecological imbalances and affect other wildlife species. Therefore, strict management based on scientific data and sustainable hunting regulations is essential to ensure that hunting does not jeopardize the leopard population survival or disrupt ecosystem stability. Thank you for watching this video to the end. Please support our channel with a like and subscribe. Goodbye and see you in the next video.